There is a kind of stress that doesn't look serious at all. Life is manageable, but you still feel tired. Not the kind of tired that makes you sleepy, just worn down in a way you can't really explain. Your mind feels busy, but empty at the same time. You scroll, hoping something will distract you, and eventually, you give up. Moments like these are when I don't want anything grand. I don't want to feel inspired. I don't want to be challenged. I just want to sit down. And honestly, I think that's okay. So, if you're looking for something to watch without that lingering pressure, something that doesn't demand 100% of your attention, sit with this for a bit. These are the shows I put on when my brain needs to slow down. We'll start with the shortest one on the list. Love is Like a Cocktail is the kind of show you watch when you want the feeling of finishing something, but you don't actually have the energy or time for a full series. You can finish the entire show in under an hour. I'm not exaggerating. It has 13 episodes, but each one is only about 3 minutes long. So what's it about? It follows a married couple with a very simple, very cozy setup. Chisato is an office worker who isn't great at handling alcohol. Her husband is a bartender, and when she gets home, he makes her a drink, prepares food, and quietly takes care of her. That's pretty much it. You don't need to pay attention to the cocktail ingredients, but if you do, there is a little something there for you. Short episodes, quiet evenings, the kind of anime you put on right before you rest. Sticking with the food theme for a bit, here are 2 shows I usually put on when I'm chilling out and enjoying any food that's available on my fridge. Restaurant to Another World is a fantasy anime where each episode stands on its own. Most of the time, the story revolves around one character and the food they love the most. You follow their journey to a mysterious place called Nicoya, a restaurant that only opens once a week. It's closed to humans, but open to visitors from another world. Every episode introduces a character, a meal, and a small piece of their life. You don't have to watch it all in one sitting. You can finish an episode while eating, then move on with whatever you need to do for the day. The next one is an isekai, but without the usual kill the demon lord energy. There's no need to become the strongest, no pressure to save the world. You're just following a salaryman who gets transported to another world with what is essentially Amazon as his special skill. That alone already makes him overpowered in his own way. Eventually, this leads him into a contract with Fenrir, a very powerful creature, which makes it clear early on that they're never really in danger. Nothing is truly at stake. This and Restaurant to Another World are the shows I usually save for when I already have food with me. Because something about watching people eat well makes you realize you probably should too. There's food here too, but this one is mostly about touching grass. This is the show I watch with the air conditioner turned up, wrapped in blankets, resting either on the couch or on my bed. You really can't go wrong with Yudu Camp. It doesn't have the action people usually expect from anime. What it gives you instead is peace. On paper, there isn't much to be excited about, but that's kind of the point. It slows you down, which feels especially important when everything else moves so fast. You might miss a few lines of dialogue. I know I do. Sometimes I even rewind. But you don't lose much. It's the music, the ambient sounds, the places they visit. This is what a nice rest looks like. The next 2 shows are also isekai, both starring overworked salary workers. If you want to see a bit of fight scenes, these 2 should do it. The first follows Ryoma, who gets reincarnated into another world with the help of 3 gods. He's given more than enough power and ends up forming contracts with slimes, each with their own abilities. There's a little bit of combat at first. He takes on a few quests and helps the community where he can. But eventually, he settles down and opens a laundry business using slimes. Because he's overpowered, there's rarely a real sense of danger here. What I also love about this show is how accepting the people around him are. Ryoma comes from a life where he worked himself to exhaustion and was constantly getting an earful from his boss. So seeing him surrounded by patience, kindness, and care, things he's not used to receiving, hits a little differently. And that's why this anime feels so gentle. For this one, I'll spare you from hearing the full title out loud. This used to be one of my favorite OP main character anime. Azusa is another salary worker who literally dies from overworking. The premise is already explained in the title. If you want a bit of fantasy action, it's here, but it's still very chill. She's overpowered, she's surrounded by other overpowered characters, so there's really nothing to worry about. And for me, people can relate to her. She's someone who just wants a long, uninterrupted vacation. So what's our takeaway here? If we work ourselves into the ground, our jobs will replace us without any hesitation. I, for one, know that this is painfully true. And chances are, we're not getting isekai'd like the characters on this list. But the people who care about you, your loved ones, they will most certainly miss you. It might not always be obvious. They might not show it in loud or dramatic ways. So if you're sick, tired, or burned out, take that leave. Take that rest. Your work, your school, they'll still be there if you miss a day or two. Remember this. There are about 8 billion people in the world, but there's only one you. That's it for me. Stay safe and stay awesome.